The fourth annual Southern African Oil and Gas Conference is set to take place from March 19th to 20th in Cape Town. The industry gathering is hosted by the Petroleum Agency SA in partnership with the Department of Mineral Resources and the South African Oil and Gas Alliance. The Oil and Gas Alliance's Executive Director and CEO, Adrian Strydom, joins us now for more on this. Good evening, Adrian. Thank you very much for joining us on the SABC. So it seems this whole month is clearly all about energy. The Africa Energy Indaba is currently underway, where gas has, of course, featured prominently. And in 2 weeks, you host the Oil and Gas Conference. Just talk to us about what this platform of the conference offers to industry players.
Brilliant. Very briefly, thank you for the opportunity and good evening to you and the viewers. Just to sorry, let me just get this. One of the objectives that we want to achieve is to develop, and this event is focused on the Southern African region, and we're looking at discussing and planning for developing strategies for oil and gas exploration in the region. We will be discussing the just energy transition. We obviously want to protect our environment, and we will discuss how best to do that. Exchange ideas and intelligence on policies and processes. Another theme is empowering the region through skills development and capacity building, and then a balanced regulation and sustainable development scenario. So we'll engage, people coming to the conference will have the opportunity to engage with other role players, but also to actively participate in shaping the future of oil and gas.
Adrian, I'm going to want us to delve deeper into the environmentally sustainable exploration. But first, we keep hearing from experts that it only makes sense for South Africa to harness its massive and largely untapped reserves of natural gas. So perhaps maybe you can just take us through the themes. I know you've touched on some of what you will be tackling, but just the themes that you'll actually be exploring at the conference.
Sure. We will learn from Dr. Adrian Strydom, President and CEO of the Energy Chamber of Trinidad and Tobago, some key lessons that they have learned in this space. We'll also look at the potential in South Africa in terms of oil and gas exploration. The energy transition, we will discuss at length. And, you know, we're an energy-hungry country. In 2023, 600 million people did not have access to electricity in Africa, mostly sub-Saharan Africa. And gas in particular can play an important role in supplying electricity and energy to South Africa and Southern Africa and the continent. So if we add to the equation that Africa is set to have an exponential population growth in 2050, moving towards 2050, it paints a picture of a massive growth in the demand for energy in the region into the future. So we cannot not plan for the future. If you look at our load shedding currently, it already shows that, you know, energy security is so important. We simply cannot afford not to move ahead rapidly to develop our own resources and explore for more oil and gas in particular. Africa remains an energy-hungry country, and this will help to supply oil and gas into the region.
Well, certainly the electricity minister would agree with you, because yesterday he was speaking about the importance of gas. But as an industry, the focus is, of course, a diversified and sustainable energy future. And when we talk sustainability, as we touched on it, we're referring to exploration with minimal environmental impacts during that exploration phase by perhaps employing technologies and strategies that reduce greenhouse emissions. Now, the big question for many is, are these technologies that should be employed affordable?
You see, I think one of the important issues here is that it is not going to cost the fiscus money. All of the exploration is done with investments from outside and inside South Africa. So, you don't have to pay to explore for oil and gas. With the result, those investments will be paying the way forward.
But for those in the exploration, for them to use or employ these new modern technologies, it would be costly for them, yes or no?
Not necessarily. Technology has advanced so much that there would be an integration of using some of the greener technologies, and then also in the industry we are constantly looking for better ways to do the exploration with the least damage to the environment, and it's a very transparent process. Looking at exploration as an example, the exploration exercise is transparent. There are watchers making sure that there is minimal to no damage done to the environment in the process.
So that settles it for those that were using environmentally sustainable programs as the boogeyman to say it's more costly in most instances. You're saying not necessarily. If there are more new technologies, they're somewhat cheaper.
That is correct.
All right.
And government doesn't necessarily have to fork out the money. The money comes through investments from industry.
All right. Adrian, thank you very much for joining us this evening. That's Oil and Gas Alliance's Executive Director and CEO, Adrian Strydom there.